Hi, I'm King and welcome to Skit. All your actions have consequences, but sometimes these consequences are unexpected. These uninvited consequences seem unpredictable. However, if you dig deeper, you will find that these unexpected consequences have a pattern, and therefore can be avoided in many situations. You just need to know which patterns to look out for and which right mental models should be used. In an 1833 essay, economist William Lloyd described a similar but hypothetical overgrazing pattern. It's now called the tragedy of the commons. Unknown to him, his hypothetical situation really did occur in Boston Commons 200 years earlier. Affluent families kept buying more cows, leading to overgrazing. Until in 1646, a limit of 72 cows were imposed on Boston Commons. Any shared resource or commons is vulnerable to this tragedy. Overfishing, deforestation, dumping waste, and even overuse of antibiotics is parallel to overgrazing. This tragedy of the commons comes from what we call today tyranny of small decisions, where small or individual decisions create a wider impact which is negative. For example, one wants to put a well here, one wants to cut a tree here, or another wants to construct a factory there. Over time, you know that these small decisions create a negative impact to our environment. Another example of this is, for example, one wants to buy some clothes there, wants to watch a TV or cinema, or go shopping or eat at some restaurant. These small decisions make a large impact on his savings or financing. We can avoid this tyranny of small decisions when one or an authority has an overview of the whole system or can curb an individual particular decision. If you are not the only decision maker, then there should be a third party. Another cause of the tragedy of the commons is the free riding problem. When people want to free ride on a particular resource without paying for it, like tax evasion, your groupmate who didn't contribute to your project, and your neighbor who uses your Wi-Fi. Free riding is common in public goods, but when too many people go free riding in a public good, it may leading to tragedy of the commons. Externalities. Externalities are consequences, good or bad, that affect an entity without the consent of the user. Smoke pollution from a factory creates negative externalities to people around the factory. Externalities happen if spillover effects happen outside the boundary of the entity, like the smoke of your cigar, the smoke of your car, and the loud noise you play which your neighbor hears. By internalizing the negative effects of externalities, we place conditions on the natural marketplace to decrease the negative results. This is called Coase theorem. For example, factories that emit smoke can internalize their negative effects. Instead of limiting their carbon emissions, factories can just place conditions to take control of their negative effects by placing conditions on their operation. Like number 1, well-defined boundaries. Number 2, rational manpower. Number 3, low transaction cost or rental costs. Permits their carbon emissions to a limit. Another model to reduce externalities or negative externalities is the cap and trade, which is the modern application of Coase theorem. In this case, factories use measuring device to count their carbon emissions. On the next videos, we will talk about how anything that can go wrong will go wrong. If you learned something new today, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos.